I just finished watching High Guardian Spice, and yes, it was bad. At least that's what you want me to say. Not only do I love anime and manga, I also love cartoons, and that's closer to what I would equate this to. High Guardian Spice is a show that was produced by Elation Studios under Crunchyroll to be a part of the Crunchyroll Originals subset of shows. This being more of a original than anything else.
High Guardian Spice is about 4 girls who live in a magical city and are going to school to become guardians.
It's a very modern reflection of the world. Our characters are really diverse, our cast is really diverse, and that's one of the things that excited me the most about it.
We are 50% female in all the creative roles, and our writer's room is 100% female. I mean, this is what my whole career has been about, is trying to get those voices in there that are not being heard.
After the reveal, fans took to their keyboards asking what's Crunchyroll doing with our money, canceling subscriptions and throwing hissy fits. Now where you lose me is thinking that a company that provides a service for profit can't do what they want with the profit after buying licenses, paying employees, RIP translators, server costs, IT, all that stuff. I just think that the backlash was a little The crazy thing about this ordeal is just like how much shit gets thrown up in the air over it. But no one questions the fact that Crunchyroll has their own VTuber. Obviously, you know, it didn't come out of thin air. Someone had to design it. Someone had to rig it. Person playing the character, they take a salary and nobody bats an eye. But VTubers are cool. So, you know, I want to see that same energy. Why High Guardian Spice angered people with the reveal. They didn't show any of the show. Bruh. With the reveal, they didn't show any of the show, talk about the story, or anything like that. They sort of boasted about how unique and diverse their writing staff is. I don't think that that's the proper way to lead into any kind of story, no matter what you're telling. They already stepped off on the wrong foot. After the backlash, High Guardian Spice sort of disappeared for about 3 years. 3 years is a long time. I'm no animation expert or anything like that, but the production of 12, 13 episodes should not take up to 3 years. But who's to say? You know, they could have been doing whatever. The year is 2021. High Guardian Spice is finally premiered. Weebs around the world are rushing to shit on this show. So it's my duty to give you an unbiased review. Is the show bad? No. No, it's not. But High Guardian Spice does not do itself any favors. Between the awkward dialogue, the messy sound design, forced tension, and the half-hearted direction of the show. The dialogue is very reminiscent of an early 2010s cartoon where the characters make up their own words, sort of like Adventure Time and like Schmauzow, or, you know. I think society has progressed a little further than that. It's always looking to make a joke. It's not very funny. I think I laughed once and then I realized the grave sin that I committed. As far as the sound design, I was genuinely surprised that the show doesn't have subtitles. There are characters that speak very low sometimes and it sort of sounds like they're mumbling and you can't really understand what they're saying.
I am Slime Boy.
You're what now?
That's what everyone calls me. I kind of like it. You know, it's succinct. Slime, and then boy.
And some characters have like a weird, unnatural, too laid back kind of flow, and it just doesn't work. As far as the opening song, you cannot understand a word that's being said because like the background music versus the lyrics, it just sort of sounds like a little jumbled mess. The show itself, it reminds me of something like Steven Universe, Ruby, Little Witch Academia, She-Ra, the Princess of Power, but doesn't have any of the like thought process that makes those shows. The direction of the show is all over the place. It doesn't know if it wants to be an action show. It doesn't know if it wants to be a slice of life. It doesn't seem to know while introducing a mystery or sort of like a soft plot and then doing nothing with that until maybe the 6th or 7th episode. I wanted to do a review where I reviewed every episode of the show, but it was just too boring. 41% of this show is filler, which I think is unacceptable and adds nothing to the characters or the world around it. The world they live in has about as much world building as your typical isekai show. It's sort of just like plug and play. You should already know why you're here. Doesn't really do anything. Like, I mean, I guess they have like some unique animals and like the concept of magic is pretty interesting, which they could have done more with. I'm not really sure who this show is for. It has a content warning on Crunchyroll and it looks like a children's show, and every once in a while they'll throw like a curse word out, or there'll be blood. And every time the blood sort of happened, like I kind of like spit out my drink. I was like, what is going on? Like, oh my God, what is this? Like, the forced tension is like a real big deterrent for this show. Like someone will say something like completely non-malicious and another character will take it like, oh my God, you just killed my family. And then when the characters make up, it's like in 5 minutes. Like, bro, I get whiplash from this shit. But I think that has to do with the age of the characters. I'm still not sure how old these characters are supposed to be. Just as quick as they get upset, they forgive. And so many of those filler episodes, that was just like that. The characters really don't have all that much to them. They can either be summed up in like 1 or 2 words. Rosemary, hyperactive and annoying. Sage, shy and anxious. Parsley, she exists. She's a character. Time is edgy. Parnell's the weird kid. Snapdragon's edgy. That one witch chick is edgy. It sets itself up for a season 2 that's never going to happen. I honestly think if we cut all of the filler bullshit out of the way, we could have gotten an entire story in about 12 to 13 episodes. High Guardian Spice isn't the worst thing that I've ever sat through. Like, not even close. I've seen far worse anime. So much really could have been refined and built upon, and really shows what happens when making a good story isn't your first priority. Like, if you're gonna waste the money on this stuff, at least put out something good. It was just a disappointment. 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all later.